Okay. It is? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. We never get rain hardly. Let's see here. Hello, good evening, everyone. Uh, my name is Lily M. I'm your host. This series is To Tell the Truth. It was previously called Shame the Devil, Tell the Truth, but I decided to change it. I like to tell the truth better. So hello, everyone. Hello, all of my subscribers and people that like my information and people that come and watch but don't subscribe, but that's all right too. You are welcome. And hello, all of this is my lifers, my family. Thank you for coming back and thank you for supporting me. And I like to say hello to a new subscriber, Submitly Vlog. Hello, and thank you for subscribing. I hope you will enjoy this content. So I will get on with it, and thank you so much. This is, as I said, is called To Tell the Truth. This series is the truth about people of color and their history. Because when I was growing up, it's probably still the same, there was nothing about any life of people of color. There was no history about the inventors or, you know, anything about the way they were treated in the military or the way they was called, like what is it? Buffalo Soldiers, what they did, uh, Tuskegee Airmen, what they did, nothing, not a nothing, not even itty bitty minuscule, woo, nothing. So I decided to take it in my hands and do research about the history of the people of color. So that's what I have been doing for the last, uh, it's going on about 3 years, I believe. So here we go. This one is called I Will Not Be Assimilated. And this starts off with uh, the history of my ancestors and how they got here and why they got here. Why are we living here now? Okay. Uh, uh, in the beginning, it starts with uh, ancestors being kidnapped, and the kidnapper was West Africans. It was their job to kidnap ancestors and give them to uh, the Europeans and get paid for that. And also, too, there was warring tribes, and these tribes, the ones that won, would have POWs, and what they would do would make them either slaves for them or they would sell them to Europeans. Okay, and the first Europeans that bought slaves was like Islamic people, and they would take these slaves to Arabia, North Africa, uh, and have them as slaves. But they would pay the Africans for this, uh, a trade, for different things. So that's how the slavery was started. And when the transatlantic slave trade was started, this is how the Europeans uh, and how our ancestors got to America. So this is where American slavery started for the United States. Uh, and from the time they bought the slaves, this is when the indoctrination and assimilation of our ancestors started. And I will give you the definition of assimilation. Uh, take in information, ideas, culture, and understanding it fully. Indoctrination is different. Indoctrination is the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. That is, without criticizing these beliefs or questioning them. And this is what happened to the ancestors. Okay? And the way they did this uh, is through uh, our ancestors would be branded with the master's uh, initial on it. Whipped, uh, chains, shackles would be put on them, uh, demotions. This is where maybe a slave from the kitchen would be put in the field by the master. And then also the indoctrination would continue with, it could be removing one of your family members and selling it to another person. Okay, uh, let's see here. And the things that they would have to do and the commands that they would be given would be things like don't look at me, keep your eyes down, don't touch me. The master would say, don't touch him or any of his family members, uh, and always do exactly as they would say. Okay, the other commands and rules would be uh, they would tell them how to dress exactly. Let's see, and they would have the woman to wrap her hair, okay, and also to certain places that the ancestors could go to or not go to, and also to uh, they could only congregate only in certain places. No reading nor writing. Okay. And also too, they would have to they get permission from the master of the house to go off the plantation. Otherwise, they would think they was escaping and would be brought back, you know, and probably whipped or put in shackles or both if they did not get permission from the master. Okay, let's see here. Uh, the ancestors' whole identity was taken away as soon as the ancestors reached America. This process of indoctrination was meant just for this purpose. It was the way Europeans kept their control. Okay. Now, also too, in 2023 and in the 20th century, the way Europeans kept this assimilation and indoctrination going was pervasive and invasive. It was like, I would say, under the table, where people could not really see what they were doing, but they were still doing this indoctrination. And the ways they did it was uh, integration into schools. Uh, I would say this was probably, and they would probably say, the best way to indoctrinate people of color to their way and to assimilate them without them knowing. Okay? But we know. Okay. Another way was, let's see here. I got it written down here. Uh, Integration of schools. Another way is gentrification. That is where they would come in uh, and buy up certain parts of where uh, people of color was, and then housing and everything else would go up, and this would uh, cause the people of color to have to move to a place that was just as uh, cheap as the place they were before the Europeans came into that community. Okay. Also, too, uh, Crown Act is another way of keeping their control over the people of color. And this is where uh, there are rules by law in certain states that where a person of color would have to wear their hair certain ways, else they would have to leave. Like on the job, if they did not have their hair worn a certain way that their boss wanted them to, uh, they could send them home for like a week and have them to change, come back and have their hair the way the boss wanted, or lose the job. This is still going on in certain states. It's only about maybe 20 or 21, something like that, that don't have this law. But the rest of the states do. And they also, in public places, could uh, have them removed because of the way the people of color around their hair. For example, a public swimming pool, uh, they could have them removed for no reason and not even tell them why they're having them removed. Uh, Not only the adults, the children also too. And also in schools that have this law, they could send home a child, uh, have them removed for until they have their hair fixed in the way that the school want them to have their hair fixed. Can you imagine sending home a child, say in the third grade, just because she has braids or locks? Can you imagine the way that child is feeling going home and have to tell their parents or give them a letter that the principal have given her, and the mother or father see this? It's because of her hair. Now, what the Europeans don't understand is that people of color, this is their crown, their hair. Okay, it is not a style, it is the culture. It's where people of color, it shows where we came from, our ancestry. It is a link to our ancestors. The way we wear our hair, it is not a fad or anything like that. It is reality. It is within us. It is our culture. So allow us to wear our hair the way we want it and the way our ancestors wore their hair. It has meaning to it, the way we style or wear our hair. So I would suggest you reading up on hair of and its of color, so you will understand why we are fighting back on this, because it should not be a law anywhere. This is us, this is our culture. So think about that, please, before you act on these laws. Think about it and think about how it's making us feel. The European has stolen and taken away every single thing from our ancestors. You know, everything and everything they have, it is from us. They stole it. And now they want to do this. And also with the reparations, this should come now to pay us back for everything you stole from us. Reparations should happen soon, because if you don't do it, I'm telling you, God will take it out of your hands. And if He does, I'm telling you, hmm, it may be more than you want to pay or have agreed upon, you know, and it may be, how do you put it, the word, what is the word? Uh, and in God's eyes, He may make you pay for that, for what you have done to my ancestors in other ways. You might not only lose money, you may lose other things, because God knows what you did to the ancestors was wrong, and what you still are trying to do to the people of color still insidiously, okay, is wrong. You Europeans are trying to still keep control over the people of color in spite of what they did to our ancestors. And they think that the people of color don't see this or know this. Yes, we know what you're doing. Mhm. We are intelligent as or more intelligent than you are. So I say that assimilation and indoctrination did happen, and let's see, some more indoctrination things that they did. Okay, let's see, chain shackles, burned it in the demotion, whipping. They tortured our ancestors and mutilated them, imprisoned them, uh, well, sold them, uh, and okay, removed, and also removed our identity, the African names of our ancestors. Okay, sexualized, used in human zoos, and our life, our ancestors' life, was defined by the master. So that's how they indoctrinated our ancestors. And they still want people of color to assimilate to their way and like it. No. That's why they are trying to keep people of color from wearing the hair the way the people of color want to wear their hair. They still are trying to assimilate and indoctrinate us. And I will say this, I will never assimilate. I like our African ancestry, and I am proud of it. And I like wearing my hair naturally. Uh, it gives me pride to let our ancestors know that I still remember them. And I know it is in our spirit that the way we wear our hair and clothes is from our ancestry. That link is still there. And the way we cook, that's a link from our ancestry also. No matter how you try to indoctrinate our ancestors, still a lot of things are still here and still within our spirit from our ancestors. So thank you so much, ancestors. We have not forgotten you. We never will. So I will say this in conclusion. Okay, assimilation and indoctrination of people of color is still happening in the 2023. It is more insidious and pervasive. Europeans still are trying to control everything because it is in their nature to control. Basically, it's in their nature. Okay, so I will close here, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, to tell the truth. And thank you so much, everyone, for supporting my channel. And there will be things coming, but I will tell you things that will be coming in the next film that I will be making after this. So, thank you so much for subscribing and liking, and please do the same with this film. And thank you, Sue Miller Vlog, for subscribing, and everyone else. So I will say to my uh, tribe of This Is My Lifers, thank you, and take care of yourself and each other. As I say, pass it on. Thank you and goodbye. Bye bye.